In this lesson, we're going to create some callouts. Yes, callouts are still just another type of view. In fact, they are very similar to a section. What a callout does is takes an area of a view and creates a new view by enlarging the scale of the area. Just like a detail, callouts are dynamically linked to the original plan or section in which it was created. The objective of this exercise is to create a callout for a section in the lavatories. Open the file you've been working on or open the file called Chapter 4 and follow along. In the project browser, let's make sure that we're on floor plan level 1. I'm going to zoom in on this area here and I'm going to open up this section. This is the section corridor entry section. What I want to do is I want to get a little more detail up in this area. So I'm going to add what's called a callout. On the View tab, on the Create panel, click the callout button. Now simply pick a window around the area that you want the callout to pull in. So I'm going to pick a point here. I'm going to pick a point right about here. To adjust the callout, I can simply select it. I can grab this bubble here, and I can drag that end all the way around, maybe over to here. I can even add a little tail on it by clicking this bubble. It's hard to do. Notice mine is a little crooked, but if you take a second chance at it, usually it straightens it right out. It's kind of weird functionality, but it works. We can also grab these grips and move them in a little bit, depending on the area we want to see. We can move the callout down based on that. Let's go ahead and open the callout up. Hit Escape a couple times, then double click on the bubble. In the project browser, let's take a look for it and see what to rename it. It's under Sections, Building Sections. It's under Sections because of the fact that we created it in a section. Later, we're going to create a callout of a floor plan, and it's going to be in Plans. Callout of Corridor Entry section is exactly what I want to call this, so that's fine. You can leave that alone. Let's go back down to the Level 1 floor plan. Let's zoom over to the lavatory areas. Let's put some callouts in here. I'm going to grab this callout. I'm going to pick a window like this. I'm going to double click on the callout and open it up. Sometimes you'll have extraneous information. It's weird when you have sections that are split. Sometimes they show up. If I select it and then right click on it and go hide in view, elements, I don't have to worry about seeing it anymore. I can now zoom in on my area and I'm fine. Let's set the scale for 3/4 of an inch equals a foot. Let's set the detail level for fine. In the properties, let's scroll over and rename it. Instead of callout of level 1, let's call it typical men's lavatory. We can hit apply. Let's go back to the level 1 floor plan. Let's repeat the procedure down here. What I like to do is just right click on it and create similar. Let's pick a window around this area and pick this. Let's open up the section. Let's hide the section marker. Let's zoom in on it a little bit. Let's change the scale to 3/4 of an inch equals a foot. Let's set the detail level to fine. Let's rename it to typical women's lavatory. Click apply and we're good. Let's go back down to the level 1 floor plan. Let's zoom over to one of our elevators. Let's put a callout around this. Click your callout button, pick a window, and set your callout. Double click on your callout. Let's keep the scale at 1/4 inch equals a foot. Let's change the detail level to fine. Let's rename it typical elevator shaft. Hit apply. Notice the dimension didn't come with it. I use callouts a lot. What a great way to display information in tight areas. We can really start to drill down into detail now. Remember, a callout is just another view. Any information you add here is updated everywhere.